Hi, today we're going to share one of my embarrassing moments because I have so many. Really, they're great fun. Okay, so you meet a lot of weird people in church. Like I've said several times, I was Mormon for a really long time. I was trying to explain how the churches worked to a friend in Kansas. Growing up in Utah, I'm so used to using the Mormon lingo that I sort of forgot that I couldn't do that when I moved to Kansas. And one of my friends asked how I knew this one guy named Trevor, who, to be honest, if we'd met in Utah, I don't know if we would have clicked. But since we were like the only Mormons in Kansas, yeah, we became friends. And I was like, oh, we were in the same ward together. Well, ward is a Mormon lingo. And my friend Laura was like, oh, you guys were in a mental institution together? Kind of. No, church. And I was trying to explain to my friend Christy how wards work. There's family wards where, everybody with families go and you're told how much you need to get married. And there's singles wards for people 18 to 30 where you're told how much you need to get married. And then there's mid-singles wards for people 30 to 45 where you're told how much you need to get married. And then after 45, you're back in a family ward where you're still told how much you need to get married. And Christy was like, it sounds like they kind of give up on you after 30. And I was like, no, yeah, kind of. So a lot of weird people in the singles wards, not going to lie. And I was on occasion one of them. So at one activity, this really hot guy came up to talk to me, and he was talking about a shared experience I knew we'd had. He was talking about grad school, and I honestly didn't remember him at all. And after we'd been chatting for like 20 minutes, I was like, crap, I can't ask his name now. It's been 20 minutes. And then the next day or a couple days later or something, I saw him at church, and so he was chatting with me again. And I'm like, okay, I'm really sorry. What's your name? And he was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, Brian, we went to grad school together. We dated. And I was like, oh, shit. This is why I don't keep good guys. Because my subconscious hates me and I forget their names. Okay, now, in retrospect, it was the multiple sclerosis. It was the brain, the holes in the brain. But I didn't know it then. Or maybe it was the fact that I kind of had a bad experience in grad school and blocked everything out. It was a combination of that, I think. The bad experience and the holes in the brain. I remember Angie from grad school. She was the best part of grad school. Go Angie. Love you. So, anyway, yes, there have been many, many times. Another time I saw a friend from church at a bookstore, and he was with a friend of his who was single and attractive, and I was like, hey, what's up? And the friend asked for my number, and I was like, well, hell yeah. And so I gave him my number, and then I was like, yeah, let me get yours too. And he'd given me his name not 10 minutes prior, but I'd forgotten it already. And so I was trying to sound all suave, and I was like, so how do you spell your name? And he was like, Tim. Fine. Tim. No need to be snarky. Might have had a silent Q in there for all I know. People spell their names weird. Tim.